This is Math is Easy with Mr. Smith. Today's lesson is Linear Equations, Part 2. You may remember last time, Eric's father wanted to use a linear equation to see how much gas he would need for the return trip. His car gets 25 miles per gallon, and he needs to make a table and graph. First, he makes the table. His two variables will be gallons and miles. He gets 25 miles per gallon, which means for 1 gallon, he can go 25 miles. Remember, 25 miles per gallon is called the rate of change. This means for each additional gallon, he can go an additional 25 miles per gallon. Both sides show us a constant rate of change. We can make a graph of these points, and the graph will make a straight line because we have a constant rate of change. The graph is helpful to tell you how many gallons you will need. For instance, for a 100-mile trip, you will need 4 gallons. Eric's father complains, the graph only goes to 125 miles. We have a 300-mile trip. Eric replies, well, you could make the table bigger. That will take forever. Isn't there an easier way? There is an easier way. Just use triangles. Eric and his dad are confused. Eric's annoying little brother explains, when you gave me the paper, I noticed the line and the grid lines in the graph made triangles. I drew one triangle for every hour. After 5 triangles, we were there. Your graph has triangles too, Dad. Figure out how many you need to go 300 miles. Why does that work? Asked Eric's dad. Because it's a slope triangle, explained Eric. Notice on your graph, the sides of the triangles are miles and gallons. When the triangles are lined up, they make a line. Notice that the triangle and the line have the same angle. This angle is called the slope, and this is called the slope triangle. To calculate the slope, we use the sides of the slope triangle. The height of the slope triangle is called the rise. The base of the slope triangle is called the run. To calculate slope, we simply take the ratio of rise over run. Slope equals rise over run. By looking at the graph, we see that rise is equal to 25 miles and run is equal to 1 gallon. Here's the slope for my gas mileage. 25 miles over 1 gallon. We can simplify this to say the slope equals 25. Slope equals rise over run. This is a really important idea in math. Okay, I get the triangles and slope, but how do I calculate 300 miles? Asks Eric's dad. Just multiply the triangles, replies Eric's annoying little brother. 25 miles is equal to the triangle times 1. 50 miles is equal to the triangle times 2. 75 miles is equal to the triangle times 3, etc. If you want to know the gallons for 150 miles, it's going to be triangles times 6. Why does that work? Asks Eric's father. Eric replies, it works because the triangle is equal to slope, and the slope is equal to 25. So the triangle is equal to 25. The 150 is for miles driven, and the 6 is for gallons used. So our equation is miles driven equals 25 times gallons used. Remembering the labels on our graph, we see that y can be substituted for miles driven, and x can be substituted for gallons used. In higher math, we don't usually use the times sign, so we'll just drop it. So another way to write our equation is y equals 25x. Remember that the 25 is slope, so we could also say y equals slope times x. This format is called a linear equation. Now remember that Eric's dad wanted to calculate 300 miles. So we'll substitute 300 for miles driven, which is our y value. Now our equation is just 300 equals 25 times x. The answer is 12 gallons. So Eric's dad needs 12 gallons of gas to get back home. We didn't go through the steps for solving that equation, but if you're not sure how to do it, check out another video called Solving Equations. So Eric's dad is happy. He used a linear equation to find out he needed 12 gallons of gas to get home. Let's review. We can think of lines as multiple slope triangles. Slope triangles have rise and run. Slope is the ratio of rise over run. And remember, math is easy. After you learn something, it's a good idea to practice. On the next slide, you're asked to do 4 problems in which you have to draw a slope triangle based on the information given. Pause the video, draw the problems in your journal, then check the sample answers on the last slide.